Okay, so let's get started. So we're at 6 o'clock GMT now, so it's a good time to start. Go over a few things I'm looking at. Obviously, we had some dollar movement from after the FOMC meeting. So I am still bullish on most of the dollars, and I am seeing a lot of bullish opportunity potentially as well. So let's get to the charts and kind of see what I'm looking at for the upcoming, 24, 48 hours. So dollar index, what I like about it, we see this breakout, we broke out of this descending channel, and then we had a bullish push to the upside. We're potentially forming this continuation correction, and we see the price pop out, which is very good. Now we go into the lower time frame. Can we get a correction here? I want to see a correction here to form, and I want to see a bullish correction to complete here, and then we can see the next up move from the dollars. Still very bullish on the dollar pairs, and I want to see, and all the dollar pairs I'll go over really quick and kind of see what is my favorite. Aussie dollar. So we have this Aussie dollar. We have this structure breakout. We're just in this area now. What I don't like about the only thing is we're at the bottom of this overall structure now, and price may bounce off from here before continue upwards. So I want to see a complete breakout from here and then lower time frame continuation to go. Otherwise, I do think there's a couple other dollar players that looks a little bit better. So you're the best. Thank you. So let me look at Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollars was a much better one than Aussie dollar, in my opinion. What I like about it, we had this impulse down. We had a kind of a rising wedge or ascending kind of channel correction. We had a massive breakdown. So now just kind of looking for a lower time frame correction here to take it to the next low. Keep an eye on what the price will do in this general area. We're at the bottom of the structure, and are we going to break out, or we might get another reversal? But I do think this move is very likely to happen. So if we get that correction here on the lower time frame, then definitely looking for a entry here. So let's look at euro dollar. Euro dollar, remember I was looking for a potential sell opportunity here. I didn't end up getting into the sell. Now that looking back, it is still a valid sell if I put the stop over here. But I didn't get in the sell. But looking at the overall structure, we're at the bottom of the structure now. And as always, we pop outside a little bit, but don't just jump in the trade, right? We're looking for confirmation from the market. We broke out, looking for a continuation correction once we broke out, right? So if it doesn't form here, then it might, potentially bounce back once more. But I do see most of the dollar pair looking pretty bullish, so I do want to see this move continue. But be a little bit more patient. We are dropping, right? This is clearly an impulsive move, so just want to see what will happen on the upcoming, 24, 48 hours, and then looking to capitalize that. Pound dollar, one of my favorite for the dollar pairs upcoming. I do like the fact that we had this bearish impulse. We broke out of this structure here. We had a bearish impulse. We do have a couple, mini correction in the middle, and I was looking for a potential sell in this area. Didn't form enough correction, so had the bearish impulse. But now it's just in this kind of a ascending channel correction, and we could potentially see a breakout from this, correcting this move, and then again lower time frame correction here to look for a sell down to the lows. So that's what I would look on pound dollar. I do know there is a pound news coming up, right? There is a pound interest rate or something like that. To be honest, I personally don't really take that into too much consideration. I think there's a lot of people asking me about my take on it. I know news will create volatility. Okay, I always know news will create volatility, but it doesn't go, it doesn't change where the higher time frame correction or higher time frame direction. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I see this as a clear impulse, clear correction, and we can get another impulse here. Okay, so that's pound dollar. Let's go to dollar CAD. Dollar CAD also my favorite dollar pairs to go look at. We broke out this descending channel, and we bullish push to the upside, and we broke out this consolidation. We had a really deep consolidation in this area, and then finally we do see after all this volatility died down from the FOMC meeting, we do see price pop to the upside, which is good. And this is a clear impulse, and we're potentially getting a potential correction here and looking for the next buy. Okay, and then I would definitely look for the buy to the next really top of intraday. We just broke this top here. And so if we get a correction here, I definitely see this move continue and look for the next high as a potential target. So that's dollar CAD, dollar Swiss. So last outlook, I was mentioning this could be a potential buy opportunity from this correction. It is a reversal correction from this move, and we do see price beginning to pop out now. So how would I take a look? Well, comparing dollar Swiss with the other dollar pairs, I do think other dollar pairs look a little bit better. But I do see some people are still interesting because they're looking at the overall higher time frame. We dropped quite a bit already, right? And we finally have some larger kind of a higher time frame structure to push the price up. Had a deeper correction to pop down, but again, reversal correction and prices slowly pop to the upside now, which is all good. And looking for more continuation, looking for more lower time frame continuation would be ideal, and then continue to push the price higher. So that's dollar Swiss, dollar peso. Remember, I was talking about wait for a price breakout and then continue the trend at least above this channel, because price can likely to move around in this area and then still making the structure valid before the next buy opportunity. So how I would manage it? Well, just wait. I'll be on the sideline. Let it pop to the upside, likely to form some lower time frame correction. And once it breaks out here, then look for some sort of lower time frame continuation here to continue the buy move. So that's dollar peso. And then let's go to dollar Singapore dollar. This one is also looking really good if we zoom out to the higher time frame. Potentially at the bottom of the structure now, you can see that price is slowing down, and we are looking at here as a double bottom here. We go to the intraday charts, double bottom here, we're in this kind of expanding, kind of a descending channel or a descending kind of a structure. We have this bullish push to the upside, and we're just forming a deeper correction now. So can we get a pop to the upside and lower time frame continuation to go and then continue upwards? I do see this as a head and shoulder pattern as well, an inverse head and shoulder. So good chance that we can get this push to the upside. So that's dollar Singapore dollar. Move on to a couple other pairs I'm looking at. So Aussie CAD. Okay, Aussie CAD. Looking at this still as a potential double top. We did have some Aussie news earlier, right? We had that Aussie kind of employment data, but this is what I mean by news, right? We see it was an positive news for Aussie, right? We do see this 5 minute, we had this bullish push to the upside, but you see how it just take maybe half an hour or so to really balance the price right back down. So overall structure still looking good, as this is a ascending kind of a channel, hitting a double top on the price action here. So can we get a confirmation breakout, confirmation correction to continue? Definitely see that is possible. Okay, so looking at this, be a little bit more patient, like to be on the sideline for now, and then see a more clear price action breakout. Okay, Aussie Aussie Swiss. Yes, last outlook I was mentioning this structure could be going either way, but as the price continue to move, I'm seeing this as a potential kind of a flat extension now to correct this move. So we're at the top of this correction now. Can we get a breakout continue and continue lower? Because we're still in the larger, higher time frame structure. This move is very likely at least to the lows here. Okay, and then see what the price will do if we get the breakout and continuation lower. Let's look at all the yen pairs. I think all the yen pairs are looking very good. So take a look at the yen pairs and see what are some opportunities. So Aussie yen higher time frame, clearly this to me is kind of ascending kind of channel. We've seen the kind of the similar price action before, right? This is clearly ascending kind of channel. We do see at the end, we do have that bearish impulse, bearish continuation, and then the COVID drop like this. So price action wise, sometimes it will already kind of tell you what may happen or what the drop may happen. So going to the lower time frame, I do think it should be, at least for Aussie yen, we could be a little bit more careful, because at the bottom of this overall structure, you can see price is potentially slowing down. So I will want to see a clear breakout, right? Always clear breakout of that structure, and then clear kind of a lower time frame continuation to continue to trade lower, down more. Okay, so that's Aussie yen. Let's go to CAD yen. So CAD yen, we remember last outlook I was mentioning when the price is over here, it could potentially move up before the drop, or simply just break out of the structure and then look for continuation. So we're looking at this now, right? We broke the low. I mentioned this last video. We broke the low, and we broke the low pretty impulsively. So can we get a continuation here and then to continue the price lower? If not, then happy to be sitting on this one. But I do think this overall trade is very likely to happen. We're still at the top of the overall price action in this kind of zone. Still have lots of space to the downside. Go to Swiss yen. So Swiss yen was brought up as well. I was looking at this potentially moving up to the top of this correction before the drop, but nevertheless, we still impulse down, which is good, and we're just at the bottom here now. So similar like Aussie yen, I don't like to trade when it's just near some bottom or some top. I want to see the breakout this structure here, and lower time frame continuation. This is potentially looking like a head and shoulder pattern to me, and a breakout and then a correction here would be very ideal to continue the down move. So that's Swiss yen, Euro yen. Euro yen look a little bit better than Swiss yen. We broke this low here. We broke out of the structure here and broke out pretty impulsively. So lower time frame correction, yep, wait for this lower time frame correction and then look for the continuation sell down to the lows. That is how I would look at this one. I think Euro yen look pretty good, and pound yen definitely look one of the better one out of all the yens. So pound yen, again, was looking for a sell somewhere in this area. Okay, was looking for a sell somewhere this here after we broke out of this higher time frame channel. Didn't get the structure that I was looking for. It is a correction here, nevertheless, but I was looking for a kind of a deeper correction to form. Didn't happen, so we continue lower, and we're at the bottom of this higher time frame channel now. Love the price action that's forming. Love the kind of a continuation correction that is forming here. So how would I manage it? Well, I'm happy to sit on the sideline, just waiting for the price to fully break out of this structure, and then definitely looking for some sort of lower time for continuation, at least to the lows here, and then see what will happen when price stage area. Definitely think this is such a very valid sell. Definitely can fit quite a bit risk reward in here, at least 4-1, 5-1, judging by your stop. So definitely pound yen is going to be on my watch for the upcoming days. So let's look at Kiwi yen. Kiwi yen was brought out in my chat group as well, right? And we broke out the structure and looking for a lower time frame here. I do think lower time frame can happen, lower time frame continuation can happen, and looking for the sell down like this. But potentially when they reach this low, you're gonna make sure to at least put your stop to break even, because price can bounce up here before we drop again. So always to be on the safe side is to move your stop and then look the price to see what will happen in this general area. I've been looking at the sell from here. I didn't get in this sell, but looking at a few other yen, definitely will try to capitalize some of the yen that just went over. Okay. So moving on, let's move on to EuroCAD. I think EuroCAD was one that brought up a couple of times as well. We're potentially forming a correction here. Okay, I like the price action overall that we had this kind of ascending kind of a wedge structure pushing the price up. We had this double top and then price broke down. Okay, and potentially we can form a continuation here and bring the price down lower and see what the price will do in this general area. Still able to fit pretty good risk reward if you manage your stop accordingly and see what happens. So that's EuroCAD. Let's look at CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss is a trade I'm still in. I think I updated this in my Telegram chat group. Excuse me. Almost taking me out when price popped to here. My stop was at break even, but I see price is slowing down now. So how I manage it? Well, my stop is at break even anyway, so I'm happy to just sit on the sideline and see what I will do. What I want to see is this is a bearish impulse, and we're forming a continuation structure here and potentially pushing the price down lower and see what the price will do in this general area. Okay, still fits my plan. This is about 3.8 to 1. So happy to just sit on this one. If it takes me out to the top and hit me off a break even, that's perfectly fine. No problem. That's going to happen sometimes in your trading. But I do like to see this push down and then potentially hitting my target here. So that is CAD Swiss. Any other one I'm looking at? Nope. So that is all the currency pairs, at least I'm looking at. If you guys have any questions, you're happy to ask me about them. Okay. Looking pretty clean right now for most of the dollar pairs I'm looking at. I do want to see a lot of more continuation from the dollar pairs. and want to see the continuation on the yen pairs as well. All right, so okay, still back online, yeah? Okay, good. Let's continue. If there's great update, thank you. Thank you. Any other currency pair you guys are looking at? Any other currency pair you guys are looking at? Happy to take a look. Just went over pretty much all the ones I'm looking at for the upcoming 24 48 hours. So if you're looking at something that you want me to take a look, I can take a look before I jump into commodities. Hey, no problem. So if no other pairs you guys are looking at, let me jump to commodities. So commodities, looking at a few, natural gas still correcting itself, so not much is going on here. Soybean could look interesting. I remember I posted this one on a higher time frame outlook. I was saying that just because price popped to the upside doesn't mean it may continue. Now I'm seeing this as a more structurally for me. This could be the ascending channel that I always talk about at the top of the overall structure. And can we get a sharp impulse out and then lower time for continuation? This could be a head and shoulder pattern. You see if we have an impulse down, and then if we have some sort of right shoulder correction here, then definitely looking like a head, looking like a reversal, and we can potentially drop down right back into the higher time frame channel. So I will keep an eye on this. I even set an alert as well. Do you think this is pretty good? So I'll keep an eye on this in the upcoming days. Sugar looking like it can break out now. We have this kind of a higher time frame continuation structure where we see these kind of a descending kind of channel and we see a bullish impulse. Good. So in the New York session, when the market opens on sugar, can we get a breakout and then lower time frame continuation to push the price up? Would like to see that happen and continue kind of the sugar kind of a bullish momentum. So that is sugar. Let's go over silver and gold. I think that's kind of what most people are looking at. Yeah, I'm gonna go over gold. So silver and gold, let's take a look really quick. So silver for me, I'm still looking for the bearish opportunity. We have the impulse, large correction, another impulse, and then potentially a continuation correction here. And if we zoom in a little bit, kind of in the lower time frame, we do see a potential kind of a flag here, right? So this could be a lower time frame impulse, lower time frame correction, and we're potentially getting this impulse out of this larger correction. So if you look at what the price is now, if we form a continuation here, which is very likely, look for the sell down to the lows here. And once it passed the low, if we get more continuation, then look for the next low. That is how I would see sugar. And we could potentially see that bearish move coming up in the upcoming days anyways. So keep an eye on silver and gold. Let's go over gold because I made a post here on gold. I think gold is looking just as good as sugar. As I keep saying sugar, sorry, look at silver. Gold is looking very good like silver. We still have this bearish impulse down. We had a correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction. All right, so guess what the price will do now, right? We're very likely to see another impulse, at least to the lows here. If you notice, every impulse always hit the previous correction lows, right? So very likely we can get the next impulse and then hitting the lows at a minimum, and then to see if we can get the breakout and then continue to the previous lows where this bearish move down. All right, so definitely looking pretty clean. Okay, I think they're looking much cleaner than at least 2 days ago when I was looking at them. I think the price action looks good. We had this reason double top. We had this bearish move to the downside, and then looking for a continuation correction here. Looking like it's already going to form. I let it consolidate here a little bit longer, right, throughout maybe in the London session or so. And once the New York session comes, we could expect this bearish move to the downside. All right, so that is gold. Any question on any commodities and things I'm looking at? Okay, so no question. Okay, let me continue to other things then. If you guys don't have anything, any commodities you want me to go through, let me go through a few indices. Okay, I do think indices are looking bearish potentially as well. So let me go a few of them. China 50. So China 50, I've been talking about this in my weekly outlook and last daily outlook as well. Just like the overall price action of the impulse, correction, impulse, and we're forming a potential short-term bearish continuation. So can we get a breakout from here and then see what the price will do at this low point? If we break this low, then I do see this can continue into a full-on bearish kind of momentum. We zoom out on the higher time frame. We're already at the all-time top now. We just had this bullish push up, and then there was just no continuation correction here to push the price higher. Instead, we had a reversal push bearish, and then bearish continuation. So do you think this bearish move can very likely to happen? I'll go through over a couple other indices as well. They look pretty bearish to me also. So Nifty, remember when the price was over here, I was thinking that this could be the impulse, and can we get a deeper correction here? I was thinking this could be all the correction made, but it continue higher and higher, but it looks good because this looks to me as a clear kind of ascending channel or a rising wedge, whatever that is. It is a continuation correction. We're pushing the price down now. So lower time frame, are we going to get some sort of correction here to push down more? We zoom out a little bit, we're just at the top of the overall price action. I mentioned this a few times. When the price is already moved up this much, I'm not interested in the buy because the buy will be short-lived, whereas the sell will be had a much more potential and much more momentum because we already moved so much after this COVID recovery. And looking at all these buy potential, I'm just not interested. I'm looking for the sell. The sell has a much more room to breathe, much more momentum because we've already been pushing up, and it's likely to have a deeper correction if we're going to continue up more. All right, so that is Nifty. Did I get into any of the trade I'll be looking at in the season, in the session? No, I haven't. I'm just in Cat Swiss. I'm just still in this Cat Swiss trade. Okay, I am interested in all the ones that I post in the Telegram group. I am interested in pound yen. I am interested in pound dollar. Dollar CAD looks good. Potentially there was a correction here. I don't think this is big enough for me, so I didn't get into this one. So dollar CAD, pound dollar, pound yen. What else was I looking at? I think Kiwi, oh yeah, Kiwi dollar looks really clean. See, there is a potential here now. So if you're getting into this trade, good. I think this is a potential correction right here to get in the trade. And if you're in the trade, good job. So, but to answer your question, just those ones I mentioned and the ones I'm looking at for this upcoming 24, 48 hours. So let's go to Nikkei. Let's go to Nikkei really quick because someone asked me to update this, and not much to update really because we're still in this price action here. I'll go through a few other indices that look a little bit more clear and a little bit more bearish than this. This is just in the consolidation in this area. It can likely to move up and down in this area now, so I'm not too interesting. I will be interesting if we can get a clear push down and then clear continuation, right? Something like this, then you can potentially look for enter this trade and see what the price will do in this area. And then if we're gonna get the breakout, then we can get on that full-on kind of a bearish kind of momentum. But until then, I'm happy to just be on the sideline for this one. I don't want to jump in the trade because even though I think there's a high probability of a bearish push, but there is no confirmation from the market. So definitely just want to be on the sideline and then just waiting for the right correction to happen. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So let's continue on to NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, I've also made a post here. Do you think it's looking clean for another potential bearish opportunity? So looking at NASDAQ, because when we zoom out a little bit, when we see this overall larger, higher time frame channel, we see this ascending channel within this ascending channel, strong bearish push outside, push out of this this longer kind of channel, and we're just forming a deeper correction. but this looks very clean to me. We have a top, we have a bottom, and can we get a breakout and then lower time frame correction to go down lower? I think this is very probable to do, but I don't think it's ready yet. I want to see the confirmation from the market. Okay, so that's NASDAQ. Moving on to I'm sorry, give me a second.